So,
Namaste, everyone.
Oh, sorry.
namaste.
Namaste, everyone.
Namaste, everyone. Everyone, namaste. The famous yellow cab of New York.
Oh,
Yeah, so maybe I think we'll walk towards Fifth Avenue. So can you all hear me? Can you hear me?
yes.
Okay, good. All right. So New York City, where I spent my first 5 years in New York that I was in the US. I was in this city, and so it feels like coming that we've come back home, because this is where I spent a lot of time just walking around New York and seeing the sights and the people. And I think what we'll do is go down. So New York is like a grid. All the streets run from east to west, and all the avenues run north to south. So it's like a square, perfect, all just square, very well planned, very easy to get around. And it's very, very easy to get everywhere. And right in the middle of the city, there is a park, a beautiful park. And we did like a treasure hunt in New York in the Central Park, where they took us to all different parts of the park, and we had to solve puzzles, and then you get the next clue, and then you go to the next place and all that. So one interesting fact I found out about Central Park is, which is right in the middle of the city, that it is, how are you? Sorry? No, I don't have any, but can I talk to you for a few minutes? Don't really like to talk. Don't like to talk, just chilling. I have a bunch of friends from India who are on the call with me, and they just want to meet people and talk to them and stuff like that. So you can just wave to them, say hi. What's your name? Not the talkative type, but how you, sorry? No, I'm sorry. I can probably find $1 somewhere if I look hard enough. I'll find it. But what's your name? Pat? Where are you from? No, getting talkative. Don't like talking. You don't like talking. But you got a New York t-shirt, so you must be from New York. Yeah, New York. Pat. All right. I will on my way back maybe, because I'm going to get some stuff and I'll get some change. So see you later, Pat. Take care. Sanjeev. Yeah, Sanjeev from India. And I have a whole bunch of friends from India over here. All right. All the best. Good luck. Nice day, right? Weather is so beautiful. It's beautiful. All right. Take care. So that was Pat. Pat is one of, hundreds and thousands of homeless people, even in this beautiful, opulent, wealthy country called the US of A. There are many, many, many people like Pat, who we just saw, who do not have a place to stay, not enough money, no shelter, and they're just hanging around. But so as you saw, he was asking me if I had some change to give him. So, a sophisticated So let's see, what do we have here? So we are approaching, I think, Fifth Avenue.
Once in Los Angeles, we met a beggar on the street and he asked for $1 and he said, I want a drink, and that's why, can you please lend me $1?
I need a drink. I need a drink. Yeah, I
Yeah,
need a drink. Give me a
so
dollar.
honest.
Yeah, an honest beggar. You're so
Yeah.
honest, straightforward. I need a drink. Can you spare me $1?
Yeah,
And as you saw, even Pat had a can of beer in his brown bag next to him. So I'm sure he's looking for more. But yeah, this is how the situation is in everywhere in the world. There are people who find themselves in these difficult circumstances. So Sixth Avenue, which is also another beautiful avenue. A little bit further south is Radio City Music Hall. I don't know how many of you guys have been to New York City, but it's really one of my favorite places because there's always something going on. There's activity and, a lot of action, a lot of fun. And each neighborhood, different neighborhoods, if you just walk around, you'll find each neighborhood has something unique going on. Like there's a area near Madison Avenue, which has a series of toy stores, small toys, not the mass produced ones, but sort of unique toys, wind up toys, old toys. And there's just a series of shops like that. And so things like that, there are pockets of these different activity that goes on. So here you see these bikers coming down the lane here. You see this green pathway. So the entire city is marked off with these green paths for bikers, so that they don't interfere with traffic and you can safely ride a bike. In fact, we are planning to rent some bicycles and just drive around New York City later on today. So, and here, as I was showing you earlier, the yellow cab. So while, like we were talking about yesterday, while everything is different, the city is different, the energy is different, the people are different, the sights and smells and sounds are different. And while that difference is very much there, that's a delivery person with food and stuff like that, that's become very popular. Now, these are regular bikes, but there are a lot of e-bikes also. So that bike you just saw is called the city bike, which you can pick up at various points in the city, just like you have in Bangalore and Pune also, I believe, but it definitely I've seen in Bangalore. You can pick up the bike anywhere, you pay for it right there with your credit card, and then you can return it anywhere in the city and at different points. And depending on how long you had it, they charge your account, and that's it. It's called a city bike. You see this one over here, it's called the city bike. And you just have an app, you pick up the bike and go. So very, very, very different. Some of the most fanciest of places are here, the Warwick, the bar, restaurants. This is the Hilton right here. And you see these three-wheelers. This is another thing that's come into New York, where you can hire these guys for to get from one place to another. But it's not really for commuting. It's mostly for more for fun than anything else. But these bike lanes have just come up. I mean, here are these busy avenues where you never thought there was any space, but they've found a way to create this pathway for bicycles. It's so wonderful. I wish we had this in Mumbai, because whenever we go bike riding in Mumbai, it's always a challenge to stay safe and stay away from traffic and Even if you go early in the morning on a Sunday, there's too much traffic. So very disciplined, of course, all the pedestrians, all the traffic, as you would expect in a country with a lot of education and discipline. So we'll keep walking towards Fifth Avenue. And there's a Randolph. So what I was saying was, so even though everything is different, Mumbai is different, New York is different, and yet there is something that connects the two at multiple levels, right? So what connects the two? So question for you guys, what connects the two? At a physical level, how are they the same? They are different and yet they are the same. What is the sameness about Mumbai and New York? Right now it's you. That's a good answer, Meera. Right now it's you. I'm the same. Exactly. I mean, that's so profound actually, because yes, indeed, I am the same. And the same I that was experiencing Mumbai and riding a bike around Mumbai, that same I is now experiencing this. So, so really, I mean, it's like almost so clear that who you are and who I am is that which doesn't change. Otherwise, we would never be able to identify ourselves, right? I mean, how do you, everything has changed. If we were our thoughts, our feelings, our location, our skills, our body, then moment to moment it is changing. How would we ever be able to say this is I, this is me? Because that me, if it was made up of these thoughts and feelings, is in a state of continuous change. So we would never be able to identify ourselves and say, I am this, I am Sanjeev, because so there is something, it's like such a beautiful outdoor cafe, kind of indoor outdoor. So in a way it's outdoor, it's right on the outside the street, but yet it's got a covering and fans and so on. But so it's got an indoor outdoor kind of feeling. But of course there are also fully outdoor cafes, and this is one thing I've always wondered why we don't have any in Mumbai. Maybe it's the pollution, but I'm sure there are side streets where it's quiet and all. You could have side street cafes, but who knows? We've got bigger problems to deal with in Mumbai. But it would be nice to have these outdoorsy cafes, something that's really missing in Mumbai. And especially during the pandemic, these outdoor cafes were able to operate much easier than the indoor ones, because outdoor, the ventilation is automatic and you can maintain social distancing much easier. So we are fast approaching the famous Fifth Avenue. This is like the creme de la creme location in New York. And all along Fifth Avenue are the topmost stores in the world, right? So right there you see Coach. The Coach store is right there, Stuart Weitzman, Tagger, and then you'll have Gucci, and Microsoft has a store here, looks like. Apple also has one, and then which is that Harry Winston, all these designer, beautiful stuff that you can't beat in terms of quality and in terms of price also, of course. But beautiful, beautiful places and fully creative. And Kate Spade, New York. This is just an ad, but um, so what I was saying is, so even though everything is different, yet everything is the same. So imagine if your identity depended on how you recognize yourself. If that had depended on your thoughts and feelings, then you would never recognize yourself from one moment to the other, because your thought is one thought right now. The thought changes the next moment, the feeling changes the next moment. So how would you ever recognize yourself? This is a typical mailbox, if you guys haven't seen, has collection times and so on, and you just slide the mail in here, and this is what a mailbox looks like in America. So one of the beautiful cathedrals, one of the oldest. New York used to be the capital of America for a while, long time ago in the 1700s, before it moved to Philadelphia and then to Washington, D.C. I wonder, oh, it's closed. Closed Monday through Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 7 p.m. 7 a.m. Hi. Closed, is it? It's a cathedral? You can enter from the side? Okay, thanks. So I have some friends from Mumbai, India, and just taking them around. So
Did you see St. Patrick's yet?
No, they haven't seen that.
Yeah, St. Patrick's is on 50.
Sorry. Yeah.
St. Patrick's is on 50th Street. We keep going down that.
Oh, that way, right
Yeah,
on the
you'll
left.
see
Yeah, you want to see Central Park, but yeah, so maybe later on today.
Yeah.
But thanks for. Hi, how are you? It's a side entrance. Okay, maybe we'll go on the side on the way back, but first we'll get to Central Park. So that's a security guy. So Dolce Gabbana, there's Armani. Guys want to do a little window shopping in Armani, we can do that. And oh, and here is the famous Trump Tower. Woo! Look at that building, man. I'm falling over just trying to look at the top. So there's Armani, all the minimalist, lot of beautiful architecture and stuff. But so what I was saying is, if you were to identify yourself by all the stuff that is changing, you would never recognize yourself from today to the next day. You would not know who you are, because whatever your thoughts and feelings were yesterday morning are not your thoughts and feelings right now. So thoughts, feelings, perceptions, sensations, opinions, beliefs, your body, everything has changed. We are continuously in a state of change. So if you were to recognize yourself based on those changing phenomenon, you would be in so much trouble, because you would not recognize yourself. You would not know who you are. This is Bulgari, one of the famous jewelers of Mikimoto is a Japanese company, of course, famous for pearls. The pearls of Japan, very, very beautiful. And here is this design. Check out this diamond necklace. Beautiful, beautiful, creative stuff. And actually our Nirav Bhai Modi at one point did open a store on Fifth Avenue the Nirav Modi store. He was the first Indian jeweler to be good enough to open a store over here. And but unfortunately, it was based on false pretenses, and the guy is now a fugitive. Well, here's a rare horn that you just heard from the truck. But as you see, we are in the middle of the city, but you hardly hear any honking or any such noise. I mean, if this was Mumbai, you would not have been able to hear me because we would have had everyone beeping, 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 pam, pom, 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 would have been continuously on. So, yeah. So Louis Vuitton, here's Louis Vuitton. Louis Vuitton, and there's Bergdorf Company, and then Bloomingdale's is somewhere here. This is Van Cleef, some of the most beautiful. So here is, here's the contrast in a slightly downscale kind of way. I mean, even in India, we have the skyscrapers on one side and then the slums on the other side. But here we have all this beautiful stuff, and here we have this guy who's looking for some help. It's very interesting. So, but it's on a different scale. So maybe it would be interesting to have a conversation with him. See what's the deal. Let's see what he has to say. Hola. ¿Qué pasa? You speak Spanish or English? English. So what's up? Why you need help?
Got divorced from I came from Pennsylvania.
From Pennsylvania?
Yeah.
From like
Yeah, you
Philadelphia?
wanna know
Yeah,
that about that?
I got my friends here from India.
Yeah,
My
I came from Pennsylvania, but I didn't know it was like. So I ended up on the street.
You ended up on the street because you got divorced.
Yeah, and I
The wife
came
took
over
all the
here.
money,
She's still over
and she took everything you
there
had.
at the house. She's
You have
got-
kids? You have children?
Yeah.
You got 2 kids, and now you're here looking for. You can't find work. You're trying. In New York, you're gonna try to find work. Somebody gave you a lollipop. Looks like. That's cute. Have you had anything to eat today? Nothing to eat. Wow. I mean, here you're surrounded by all this wealth. Look at all these stores, millions and millions of dollars, right? And here you are looking for just a little food. But here, I'll see if I can help you out a little bit, okay? All right. Here you go. Thank you. All right, have a nice day. What's your name?
JR.
JR. Hey, good luck, man. You can, it looks like you got strength, you got a body, you can work, you can get some stuff done, get back on your feet,
Yeah, man, get
and
out
you
there.
can get off the street.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, good luck. Take care. So there you have it. This is Valentino, Bergdorf Goodman, yes, Chanel and Lowe and Van Cleef Arpels. I mean, look at this beautiful stuff. This beautiful, beautiful creative jewelry, brooches looks like. And even these displays, I mean, they're so creative. Look at this diamond stuff. Oh my goodness. I mean, look at that. So gorgeous. This is high jewelry, of course, all real stuff on display over here. Louis Vuitton, babies, and there you go, Kate Spade again. So yeah, you would not be able to recognize yourself today if you were to count on everything that you were yesterday, which is part of your normal thoughts of who you are. You would not know who you are this morning. You would wake up and wonder, who the heck am I? Because whatever yesterday, whatever you felt yesterday, whatever sensations you had yesterday, gone. Oh, people are waiting for the store to open, looks like, maybe. Hi. You guys waiting for the store? What time does it open? 11. All right. Something big happening, like a sale or just a regular? Good luck. Bye. So here we come. The Plaza Hotel. It's the top hotel in New York City. The most expensive and the most beautiful Plaza Hotel. You've seen this hotel in movies like Home Alone. You know, the guy walks into a hotel and all that stuff. I don't know if it was Home Alone 1 or 2, but there he was right in there, in that Plaza Hotel, and he does all these little adventures. So this is the Plaza. This is where all the biggies and the celebrities live when they visit New York. And it's in front of this fountain, and it's right across from Central Park, which is starting right over there. And Central Park has these bikes you can rent, scooters you can rent, and you can also rent those three-wheeler thingies, and you can also rent a horse and buggy cart. Let's see if you're lucky enough to see one of those, because I love, there's two sides to everything, right? You see a horse pulling a cart and you go, oh my God, poor horse doing all this stuff. And we are, as humans, subjugating that horse to all this stuff. But at the same time, it's a symbiotic relationship. The guy takes care of him because he's part of his business. Oh, there's a whole bunch over there. We'll walk over there. So, and also the feeling of it, that old historic feeling of, and that sound, if you hear the sound of the hooves on the pavement, this is one of the most beautiful music that you can hear. The sound of a horse going clap, clop, clop on a cobblestone. It's just music. I recorded a little bit of it yesterday when we were at the park, so I'll post a video of that sound because it's just a beautiful sound. We are going to pass a horse that is walking, so we may actually be able to hear that sound. So there's something about you which you recognize yourself from one day to the next. Because if you wake up today and oh, it's still me. So what is that me? It can't be your thoughts and feelings and perceptions and sensations. Because if you're relying on those have all changed. Then how do you still say, oh, it's me? Oh, here's those city bikes I was talking about. You can rent them and then put them back here. And here we are at Central Park. And here's the horse bike rental. And here's a horsey getting a drink. The beautiful Victoria of New York. A drink break. Here you go. Listen to the sound. The sound is the best part, isn't it? I hope you guys got a little bit of that sound. Here comes the biker. So this park, Central Park, is in the middle of the city in prime real estate, like it would be the equivalent of our Mumbai, Haji Ali or Pedder Road or Nepean Sea Road or one of those. And it is 843 acres, 843 beautiful acres right in the middle of the city. This is the kind of commitment that that people have to their own environment and their own surroundings, and we are so bent on, of course, we have population pressures and all that kind of stuff. Yes. But I think if we had enough commitment, we would find a way to create more open spaces in Mumbai. So here, this is the fun part of America. People just enjoying themselves, being by themselves. There's no rush, there's no interference, and you just come out here and chill, and nothing bothers you. Here's a pigeon also chilling. Oh, he got up. So, so what is that something which you recognize yourself every morning when you wake up? Something must not have changed, otherwise you would not know yourself. So what is that? And it's so much there, so obvious every day, the same, the same, the same. That's why you're able to look at yourself and say, oh, hi, it's me again. It's a new day for me. How did that happen? Because you're the same. You're the same yesterday, but it's not your thoughts, feelings, perceptions, sensations, body, mind. It's something else. What is that? What is that which you look at and say, oh, it's still me this morning, that same me that was there yesterday?
I'm alive.
Look at those gorgeous flowers. But who is that I that's alive? Not coming from the body breathing or the body digesting or speaking. It's coming from, who is that I? What is that I? That's the question. What is that which you look at and you say, oh, it's still me, still me, still me. There's something which is continuous. There's something which is not changing. There's something which you are relying on every single day to know who you are. And that is the consciousness, awareness, the experiencer of all these experiences, the experiencer of these flowers here. So if I look at these flowers right now and ask myself, who is these flowers and who is experiencing these? My eyes, because eyes just process it. They don't experience anything. They just pass the light on and process the image. Is it my brain? It's not my brain that's experiencing the view. It's something else deeper in me, which is experiencing these flowers. And the flowers may change, my eyes may change, I may do LASIK surgery, my eyes change, I may put on glasses, I may put on soft lenses or whatever, the eyes may change. My brain can also change. But the one who is experiencing these flowers is the same one that experienced flowers in next to my house in Mumbai. So that sameness, that continuity, that awareness is the one which is not changing, and which is the true you, which is the real you. All this other stuff is just made up. It's temporary, going, passing, passing, passing. And yesterday we talked about the inner world and outer world, right? So all this outer world stuff that we are looking at and is separate, looks apparently different than the inner world of thoughts, the inner world of feelings, the inner world of perceptions. It looks very different. And it is separated. This outer world that you're looking at, or looking at whatever is around you, and the inner world that you're thinking, feeling, sensing, perceiving, is different, is separate. And what separates that outer from that inner is the thought, is only the thought that I am separate. That I am separate thought is the only thought which separates this outer world from the inner world. And you can call that separate thought by different names. It's the small I, it's the ego, it's the sense of separateness. So that ego is what separates us. And a very interesting insight that I heard about and kind of experienced the other day was listening to the Shiv Yoga practices, which I've shared with you guys. I hope some of you are, or all of you are, have started doing the Shiv Yoga Kriya. Wonderful, very powerful. But one of the things that that he was talking about in there is that this layer which separates the outer world from the inner world, which is the layer of the ego, the mind, the body mind, that layer is sooner or later going to get pierced. It is going to get pierced and destroyed. I think actually let's walk along the lake, the pond. Actually, it's not a lake, it's just a big pond, but it's so beautiful. We can walk along that. So the inner world and the outer world separator called the ego will one day get pierced and destroyed for all of us, one way or the other, sooner or later. Okay? When that separator gets pierced from outside in, from outside to inwards, when that ego gets pierced from outside to inside, we call that death. That is what death is. Death is the piercing of this ego. And at that point, when that piercing of ego will happen, the inner and outer world will no longer be separate. It'll all be just one. There is no two. So this two of what you live with, I am separate, this outer world is separate. Look at that beautiful arch. And here is a gentleman doing some fly fishing, I think they call it, where they throw this line deep into the water and then catch fish. So you're right in the middle of the city, you have this opportunity to do that. And so you see a turtle? Can you see that turtle? It's got orange streak behind the ear, swimming around. Can you see it? I'm not sure if it's clear in the camera.
Very faintly.
Faint. Oh, there he's put his head above the water.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the turtle right there. And
Could
some
you
of
not
them
zoom
come
in?
out.
Zoom in.
No, I can't zoom in. This is on Zoom. You cannot zoom. Looks like on Zoom the camera doesn't zoom. So when the piercing of this ego will happen from outside to in, it will be called death. That is what death is. So, but when you pierce that same separating layer from within, from inside, and destroy the separateness that you experience between the inner world and the outer world through the awareness of awareness itself, through the knowing of knowingness, through the knowing of awareness, then that is called enlightenment. That is called sakshatkar. So outside से अंदर हो गया तो उसको मृत्यु कहेंगे, अंदर से बाहर हो गया तो उसको साक्षात्कार कहेंगे. लेकिन ये पियर्स तो होना ही है, आज नहीं तो कल. आपका चॉइस है, आपको जीते जी जागते हुए इस सेपरेटर को पियर्स करना है and experience enlightenment, love, joy, happiness, and sakshatkar, or you want to wait for death to come when it does, and you end up with that same separateness will go away. But it's just like I was telling the other day, when the egg is pierced from outside, all you get is yolk, but when the egg is pierced from inside, you get a chicken. So a new life is born. So this is the opportunity of open door. This is the opportunity of being alive, knowing and experiencing. And here, of course, I'm showing you this guy who, oh, actually I was able to zoom a little bit, but not a whole lot. All right, let's just listen to this saxophone for a minute. All right. Thank you. You got audience all the way from India over here listening to you. Thank you. Thank you. Can you play the A train? Take the A train. Take the A train. Isn't there a tune like that? The A train. You can play it? Yeah. Yes. Ooh. Guys, this is very special. Pay attention. It's a very famous jazz tune called Take the A Train. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for that. Awesome. And of course, he has a little. Our little contribution from Open Door to that music. So, and this, this running into these kind of surprises is what makes New York so interesting and so wonderful, unplanned. I mean, this guy was a very good saxophonist, and he's playing that Take the A Train tune, which is one of the very difficult jazz tunes and such a beautiful one. So these kind of surprises, they just keep happening in New York. And there's one more horse and buggy, kind of far to hear the sound, but there it is. So when the piercing of that separator happens from within, when you understand that I'm not these thoughts, I'm not these feelings, in fact, I'm what I am is the experiencer of all this, which does not change through time, which does not change through places, whether I'm in New York or Mumbai or Pune or Kathar, it's all the same. It's all the same. That is the link. That is the sutradhar. That is the connecting consistency which gives life that feeling of a ongoing continuity in spite of the differences. Right? That's what holds this whole story together. It's like, it's like in a movie, the characters change, the scene changes, the music changes, the story changes, the plot changes, the excitement level changes. But the screen on which the story is happening does not change through the movie and through all movies. It's the same screen. And that screen is the only recognizable, continuous, and intimate aspect of you and defines who you really are. And then, of course, we also realize that the movie itself is made of nothing but the screen. So it's not like the screen like we seen with a projector and a movie projector and a screen. It's more like an LED screen or a TV screen, where the images are created by the screen itself. So the screen itself modulates itself and creates the image on itself. So this is what screen, which modulates, changes itself and creates on itself this image, this story, this life, which again is the screen itself again. It's not a separate thing. It's just like, can you separate the image from the TV screen? Can you separate it out? You can't. It's the same. It's intimately one with it. And it's made up of it. It just looks separate, but it's not really separate. So here's somebody teaching somebody something, dance or whatever. And these kind of workshops and these kind of exercises is what you keep encountering. And this is what they call the mall area, I think, where you have choreographers. And of course, New York City has some of the world's top musicians, the top artists, the top choreographers, the top musicians. And because creativity gravitates towards abundance, towards okayness, openness. Where there is openness and okayness is where creativity goes. And the same thing applies not just at this level of the city and the level of countries, but at the individual level also. When you are open is when your creativity will flower. When you're open to experience, when you're open to all that there is in the world. The more you shut down, the less things come to you. And it's just a shame if you shut down, because the more you open yourself, music will flow, poetry will flow, painting will flow, art will flow, sculpture will flow, beauty will flow. All that happens in that space. And this is, to me, New York City is a perfect example of that. The level of openness that its city has towards all races, all countries. I mean, here we walked around, I'm sure we saw Indians, we saw Americans, we saw Africans, we saw white, brown, yellow, Japanese, Chinese, all people were present here. And you saw all of them. And the city welcomes them all, without any discrimination. And this place like this park, I mean, you have millionaires who live in these skyscrapers walking around here, and then you have the guys who's down on the dumps and doesn't even have a dollar to their name. They are still enjoying the same beauty here. They're still enjoying this park. There's no exclusivity, there's no membership, there's no, oh my God, I am such and such and such, and I have such and such an address, and therefore I deserve this kind of country club or this place. Nothing like that. It's open to everyone, available to everyone, and not just, differences in terms of race, in terms of gender. I don't know if you guys noticed a couple, that was not the typical couple. They were apparently gay, but so, so whether it's gay, black, lesbian, whatever, the city just welcomes all the variety, all the differences, puts aside its own opinions about what is right and what is wrong. And that openness ultimately is what non-duality is about. That openness is what the nature of consciousness is. So I would say that this is a manifestation of that openness, which allows for so much beauty, so much creativity, so much joy to be present. And while you and I as individuals may not be able to do much at this level of society or the level of the country or the world, at least let us do that at the level of our own lives. you know, whether people are have different opinions than you, whether they have different points of view than you, whether they have different nature, different approaches to life, which you may think is not what is right for you, but that doesn't make it wrong. And then accepting all of that and being open to all of that is what the whole learning and the teaching of what we are talking about here. And the more you do that, the more you live like that, the more you will find love entering your life, the more you will find truth, the more you'll find beauty, and the more you'll find creativity. Uh, and the so so if that this is what you would like to see in your happening in your life, you know, understand what we are sharing here and absorb it. You are already it. It's not something alien to you. It's not something you have to learn. It's not something that you have to imbibe, something you have to train yourself for. It's only then you can be open. It's simply a recognition of your true nature, that which does not change from yesterday to today. Recognizing that that is the you that you are, that recognizing that that is who I am, and then just living by that is all that is needed. So great. I think we'll close over here. Anyone, any comments or questions before we end this beautiful. Oh, and this, by the way, is right in the middle of the city, right? So if you look around, I mean, you're surrounded by the city. And yet here, right in the middle, you have, you know, a place to do rock climbing and the park. Even on the other side, you can't see it because the park is so wide. But on the other side of these trees and a little more distant is you know, Fifth Avenue and Fourth Avenue, Third Avenue. Again, a lot of city and skyscrapers and all that. 843 acres of all this beauty available to everyone at no cost, free of charge. You just enter and use it and walk out. And here's this group that's doing choreography or something like that. Yeah, maybe they're doing yoga. They got yoga mats or choreography or something like that. Anyway, anyone, any comments, questions, realizations, insights, commitments, decisions, anything
Thank
as a
you. It
result
was
of.
beautiful. Thank you. It was beautiful.
Okay, you're welcome, welcome. Here's another, there's a beautiful doggy. Hi, such a
Sanjeev
nice
ji,
dog.
Sanjeev
Yes,
ji,
yes, yes.
no one is in littering the place.
And exactly, you don't see a single scrap of paper. You don't see any, you know, cans and plastic. All so many people here, and yet none of that. None of that. It's and it comes from awareness. You know, it's very important. We think that courtesy, like saying please, saying sorry, saying thank you. We think that all that is something to do with being sophisticated or something to do with being educated. And it's not. Here's a skating rink, I think. Yeah, they do skating over here. So it's not. It's simply being aware. If you bump into somebody or you hurt somebody in some way, you just say sorry. If somebody does something for you, just say thank you. It's nothing to do with sophistication. It doesn't have anything to do with education. It has simply everything to do with being loving. It has everything to do with being being aware. We don't even know a lot of times when I first came here to America and, you know, used to the Indian way of being, you know, sometimes you're walking and you just like brush your shoulder against somebody or bump into somebody. And I just kept walking on. And somebody would turn around and say, excuse me, you know, and then I said, oh my God, I'm supposed to have said sorry or excuse me or something like that. And so it's just a matter of awareness. You know, you bump into somebody, you say sorry. But we just go helter skelter and, you know, literally trod on whatever, and we don't even say anything. We don't express that. So yeah, so no litter, Surajji, exactly, no litter. It's matter of awareness. It is not a matter of courtesy or discipline or anything like that. If you are aware of the beauty of this place, how would you feel like throwing anything on it and making it dirty? You just wouldn't. It just wouldn't happen. So that natural cleanliness, that natural propensity to be aware and courteous and all that is what is needed and what is missing. And now I don't know where I am and where is the way out. But we'll figure it out. Anything else, anyone?
Yes, Sanjeev ji.
Yeah, go ahead.
Can I?
Yes, go
Today's
ahead.
session was one of the most unique sessions. It was the union of East
You
and
bet.
West day and night,
Yeah.
inside and out. And
Right. Right.
and what you were explaining,
Yes.
I appreciate your multitasking. You are walking and you are all the time you are in connection as if you are sitting on a dais and connected with the subject. That explanation,
correct.
what is death and what is enlightenment, it was a wonderful.
Right.
Wow.
Thank you for noticing. Thank you for appreciating, and thank you for
Thank you for tour of New York.
yeah, from walking tour of New York. Thank you for absorbing what we are saying. Oh, here are some people who are doing something interesting. They're doing some chanting or something. Wait. They're sitting in meditation. Looks like Kriya or something. So it's some sort of some kind of way to they were doing some meditation or kriya or something like that. It's because see, the West has absorbed all the good stuff. Yeah. Go ahead. Anyone else as we walk back? So thank you, Purushottamji, for that understanding. And of course, the whole idea is that we not only hear all this, but we understand it and we absorb it and live it as much as to the extent that we can.
Sanjeev ji,
Yes.
Sanjeev ji, are you there in connection?
Boliye.
Are you there in connection with some business?
No, I'm just here to visit my children. My daughters and grandchildren live here.
On
in
vacation.
USA.
Okay.
On vacation.
And vacation. Yeah, it's just vacation and being with the kids and grandkids.
And recollect
Sorry.
the memories of olden days.
Yeah, recollect the memories of when I used to actually live in this same city.
Yeah, means
And,
olden days. Golden and golden.
Golden
and
days.
golden.
Yes,
Sanjeev, olden
golden
and golden,
days
both.
where we have spent. Right, exactly. Golden
And when
and
will
golden.
be back to India? When will you be back to India?
I am not sure. Probably
After 6 months. After 6 months.
No, shorter than that. Maybe 1 or 2 months.
Okay. Thank you.
So
Okay.
thank you.
Okay, bye and namaste to everyone.
So the title we can give this an enlightened walking tour of New York City. How about that?
No,
How does that sound?
Very nice.
Enlightened walking tour.
Best of the West.
Very nice.
Yeah, and
Sanjeev, we can
Yeah.
say best of the West.
Yeah, Enlightened. Yeah. Yeah, right. Yeah, there's that city bike again. And the horsey. Oh, these horses are so, look at the size of these horses, you know? These are like humongous, huge. Such a nice horse. What's his name? Bonnie. Hi, Bonnie. It's a girl. So beautiful you are, Bonnie. Yeah.
She just can't see you.
She just can't see me. That's why she's like, where are you? Who are you? Okay, now you can see me. Hi. Yeah, in Mumbai, I think they've retrofitted these Victorias with an electric motor now. And I saw some of that recently in Chowpatty. They have electric motors and instead of the horse, so which is a nice innovation, but you still get to like sit in this Victoria kind of vehicle. So we can check it out. But my vision is that in December, maybe we all can, by December, if things are cleared up, we can have a gathering in person.
Perfect.
So we can all we can all be together
Yeah.
for a few days.
So we'll come to New
We'll
York.
see. Yes, why not? Why not? Why not? That would be wonderful. That would be wonderful.
So thank you
Great,
so
this
much
whole
for a
row of-
beautiful session.
It was very enlightening session.
Thank you.
We feel that कि हम लोग
Yes,
आपके साथ में घूम रहे हैं
thank you. Sorry?
हम लोग आपके साथ में घूम रहे हैं
SI feeling आया ना? Exactly.
Yeah.
That was the whole.
Sure.
That was the whole idea.
Sanjeev ji,
Actually, maybe I should have. हाँ बोलो.
thank you for taking us across the New York City. Despite being at home, we
Yes, you're welcome. Yes.
we roam across the New York City.
Right. That's what I was going to take the satsang inside the apartment, and then I said, it's such a beautiful weather. So why do we have to stay inside? Let's just go outside. Look at these cute
This is the most memorable satsang.
doggies. Yes, thank you.
No one needs any
Wonderful.
mask or anything now.
Yeah, see, no
No
mask.
mask.
You see all the people, no masks. It was
They
such a
did it.
relief to
They did it.
to see people. I mean, still some few people are wearing them, but it's not mandatory anymore. And especially people who have taken the vaccine, they don't have to. Children are still wearing masks because they have not been vaccinated. Bike rental, $25, $15 an hour, $15. So let's say maybe about 1,200 rupees. 4-5 घंटे का बाइक रेंटल करेंगे तो उतने में तो हमारे इंडिया में पूरा बाइक खरीद सकते हैं.
Instead of
Wow.
hiring the bike, we will carry our bike to New York.
To carry the bike. Wow. All handmade stuff. Handmade
Yes,
by you?
yes,
You
yes.
Look at this. It's made with cane. Wow. Look at all these handmade artifacts by this lady.
Just awesome. Wow.
Yeah. And this is the interesting part. You have people from all over the world who just live here, come here. Here we have a smoothie.
That's a food truck. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a food truck with healthy foods. Now this is becoming an option, right? Before you only used to get hot dogs and junk food. Now you get all this healthy stuff. Milkshakes, moonshake. Wonderful.
संजय जी एक बात बोलना चाहता हूँ.
बोलो बोलो.
आपने जिस ढंग से एक्सप्लेन किया ना, मतलब
Yeah,
क्या क्या कॉमन है, तो मेरा
yeah.
फीलिंग ये है कि जैसा न्यूयॉर्क सिटी मुझे बहुत अपना सा लग रहा है.
Right, right, exactly. ये धरती अपनी है, अपना
वाह,
अंबर है रे. ओ
ब्यूटीफुल.
मितवा, सुन मितवा, तुझको क्या डर है रे. ये न्यूयॉर्क अपना है, बम्बई भी अपना रे. तू आजा
वाह.
रे. Yeah, in fact, I mean, that is the common factor, right? Whether you look at New York, you look at Mumbai, the thing that connects the two, what is the same is that they are made of the same earth, the same stones, the same mud, the same air, the same water. It's not different. It just looks different, but it is the same. And same way you
Sanjeev
go,
ji,
keep going. Yeah.
if you hadn't mentioned the name of New York, we won't
Yeah.
have come to know which city you are roaming.
Yeah, sure. Unless you had been here before. This could be many, many cities. Could be Chicago, Detroit, some cities in Europe.
Yes,
Oh my God, look at that statue.
I won't have known where you are.
Yeah,
If you hadn't mentioned the name of New York.
exactly. You wouldn't know because it's not. New York is a label we have given. It's not part of what is. What is
Yes,
just the same. Yeah,
yes.
beautiful. Great insight. Okay, great. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Hari Om. Tat Sat.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
We will wait. Where is that recording? Stop.